Hello fellow comic book worms, this is Don. Welcome to our channel. Today I was going to have a live cover battle with the Tylex the Mighty. The album cover battle, but it has to be comic bookish. You know, something like this. Or maybe like this. Or maybe like this. Anyway, it got postponed till next Tuesday. So, live cover battle, comic bookish cover battle with the Tylex Mighty, and has to be a vinyl record cover. Anyway, more on that later on. I decided I'm gonna, since that got postponed, I'm gonna show off my Logan's Run collection. It's a very short collection, very small collection, not short, small. And so I may have to add my other small collection, Captain Marvel one. So this is from my original collection. So let's dig into these.
Oh, what fun we're going to have together.
Talk about failed spec books. I think I said this before, but I have speculated on books when I was a kid, when I was 11, 12-year-old boy. I speculated on these books thinking that these books will go high in value. Some of them I picked up because I think they will go high in value, not because I like the art. Well, this one, I covers are alright, but reason I picked it up, let me tell you, and I believe this until yesterday, that I thought the movie The Logan's Run, this comic book is based on, an official adoption of MGM production. This movie came out in 76, comic book came out in 76. How about these? Because at the time, and until yesterday, I thought the movie was produced and directed by none other than George Lucas. Oh my goodness. I don't know how do I don't know why I thought that. Only thing that I could think of as I was going through some of these movie reviews from these guys on the YouTube, Minty Comics. He mentioned this type of movie, or this type of science fiction story movies, stopped soon after Star Wars came out. What kind of movies are these? These are, he called it dystopian future science fiction stories. Hollywood stopped making these. Soon after Star Wars came out, they started making more exciting, action-packed, more optimistic future kind of stories rather than these dystopian society stories. So maybe someone mentioned that back in 76, 77 when these came out on TV movie, because I watched this movie on TV. I don't think I watched this on theater. Right? Boy, it's hard to recollect memories, but I do remember thinking this movie was done by George Lucas. And I was thinking at the time of watching the TV, man, that's night and day between a Star Wars movie and and this movie. Maybe, you know, that's when he's just trying to make up, you know, just yeah, it was okay. I mean, if I didn't watch the Star Wars movie, this would have probably been okay, I think. Okay, but I already watched Star Wars movie, and I watched this on TV, and I just didn't. I just didn't think they were in the same class of existence, not by the same guy, anyways. But because of that, I bought these books. Here's the issue number 1. I'm missing issue number 2. I lost it somewhere. I got issue number 3. I don't remember buying issue number 4, so maybe I didn't have a chance to buy that one. Issue number 5. Yeah, I think issue number 5 and issue number 6, up to issue number 6, I think they were basically from the movie. They stay consistent to the movie. The comic books did. Then issue number 7, they start, you know, adding to the movie story, you know, extending the movie stories. But then that's when it stopped also. They didn't publish any more Logan's Run after that. So, yeah.
Going along. Oh, so good. Oh, gosh, just how I remember. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, Daddy likes that. Wow.
Now, this video right here was going to be about, hey, I'm going to show you these failed spec books, and because I did, this movie didn't do well and they didn't remake it and all that nonsense. Did they remake this? Maybe they did remake it. I don't know. Anyway, I say, but I have an accidental key issue in this that I didn't know about because I didn't really carefully read these books. Yeah, there's actually a key issue in this. But the George Lucas thing was just hit me right off. I mean, I just hit me yesterday. I'm going, what? This is not by George Lucas. Anyway, issue number 6 has a key story in here, and I don't remember this at all. Thanos' first solo story. That's the key, I guess. And it's in the backup story, Final Flower. And I thought that was really also very ironic that I get to read this nowadays while this thing is happening. All these news events happening. And I'm reading about this guy who wants to be God, and he went to this planet where they had this sacred flower. They put it in a temple on top of the mountain, and people pilgrimage up there to pray to the flower because it was the last flower of its kind, and it's a spiritual symbol for them, and they pray to it and all that. So Thanos' idea is, I will take their, religious belief, I will destroy it, I will take their identity away from them, I will rule over them, I will be their God instead. I'm going to take their God, basically destroy their religion and destroy their spirit, and these people mean nothing to him. He's basically God. He's that powerful dude, and he will rule over them, and that's what this story is all about. And I'm reading about it now after 40 some years, and ironically something like this dude is happening right now, and I think you guys might know who that might be. You see, these people are pilgrimaging to this place, mother and daughter pilgrimaging to this place. Another thing I found out as I'm reading this dude right here, the guy in green, I thought he was another evil dude. So I guess back then I thought two bad dudes in one backup story. Why should I even care to read it? I guess I didn't care to read it. I didn't know this guy was a Drex the Destroyer. I didn't even know who Drex the Destroyer was until Guardian of the Galaxy. Drex the Destroyer, right? I even got backstory of Drex the Destroyer from the Guardian of the Galaxy. Well, this one sort of discusses Drex the Destroyer. Well, these two people are here at the altar, and they see that Thanos is about to destroy their flower. They try to stop Thanos from destroying the flower, and he casts them away. Pong, poink, poink. Very degrading noise for people to just be thrown off and to their death. And Drex the Destroyer has choice now. An image arises from there, and he sees destruction of some kind of car, I guess, and his wife and his daughter dying. He recalls that memory. And Thanos is, these people are nothing to me. They are insects to me. I'm God. I'm the ruler. I should be the ruler. They should just give up because I'm going to crush their spirit. I'm going to crush their spirit. Sounds familiar? It's ironic that I'm reading about this as if this is... And I'm sure as I'm receiving this news from people and I'm thinking, that can be for real. That person doesn't exist. This kind of people don't exist. Right? They're just not real, right? I mean, yeah, it's not real, right? It's fake news, right? But anyway, Drax the Destroyer saves the mother and daughter. In the meantime, Thanos crushes the flowers. And mother and daughter complains that you should have just let us die. We were willing to die for that flower. People who are willing to die for their identity, their freedom, even if this powerful dude is destroying everything they have, they're willing to fight. They're willing to fight. Sounds familiar? They're willing to die. Anyway, I found out from this book that Drax the Destroyer is not a villain. He's not a villain. And why did I think he was a villain? Because I didn't read other books that I had. Because I didn't read Captain Marvel. Because I didn't read Captain Marvel. I just saw the cover. I thought it was a cool cover. I love his design. I love Captain Marvel's design. I collected 43, 44. That means every 2 months I went to a 7-Eleven store and picked up these from the rack. 43, 45. Wow, 3 comic books in a row in 6 months. And then I skipped the whole year, 56. So that's all I got on this. But Drax the Destroyer is in here. And I thought that's why this book is the reason why I thought this dude was a bad dude. Not a good dude, because he's fighting my Captain Marvel. Now, I finally got around to reading this just today. 40 years later. Let me show you why I buy these books. I wanted to learn how to draw. And I just love these kind of images on this book. The stars and this guy who's riding a donkey in space. He's like basically, what's his name? Don Quixote. Basically, he's playing Don Quixote in space, right? With his Sen, what is his name? Jones, or his name is. Anyway, Drax the Destroyer comes after. Drax the Destroyer comes after Captain Marvel, because he thinks Captain Marvel destroyed Thanos. And Captain Marvel destroyed for Drax the Destroyer to take revenge on Thanos. That's why he came after Captain Marvel in this book. Here's the thing I did to these comic books. Look at that right there. You see the pencil mark there? Pen mark? What I did was, I want to learn how to draw that. So what I do, I take a paper like this, put it under here like this, and then I will take a pen, draw over, make a dent in the paper, and then I pull out that paper and start drawing from the mark it made. So that's how I ruin these comic books. Just pen marks are coming right through the back too. And then that's how I learned to draw. I mean, so I got to practice twice. I went over it once with the pen on their drawing methods, and I went over it again on the paper twice. You know, instead of taking this, making thin paper and then try to trace over that, you could have done that too, but that is really hard to read. I mean, hard to look through, and you only do it once. This way, I got to do it twice. Draw it twice. So that's how I learned to draw. I mean, there's a whole bunch of places in here where I try to do that. I like certain pose, and I would ruin the book that way. Here's another one. That was Joel, but yeah, that's how I ruin these books. This is really cool. If I would have known about something like this, I already knew Captain Marvel is no match for Superman, but Marvel admits it too. Here, he's no Superman. He's aware, yes, skilled and strong, but he's not invulnerable. He's no Superman. He's no Superman right there. I didn't know. Man, why didn't I read these books? Well, I didn't speak the language at the time, okay? So all I care about was all this drawing of galaxy, all these, these, how do you do this? How do you do this kind of background? And, that's my main thing was those kind of things, How do I draw these characters, these cool looking characters? That was my main thing. And I ruined these books that way. But anyway, I found out that the Drex the Destroyer in this book is mad at Captain Marvel because he thought Captain Marvel destroyed Thanos in 43. In issue 44, they still fighting between him and Captain Marvel and the Drex the Destroyer. Then the Drex the Destroyer gets some kind of message saying, "Hey, I know where Thanos is," and he goes after Thanos. Apparently, ironically, this is where he finds Thanos also. So, I mean, it could be second time. It sounds like it's second time or third time that he finds Thanos, but he doesn't. He knows how to track down Thanos just mentally. So I learned a lot about Drex the Destroyer. I learned that Logan's Run movie is not made by George Lucas, and that these evil people like Thanos, we have them in our world. I mean, comic book warn us about that kind of people, in disguise as a, planet masters and stuff, instead of country, instead of a nation, instead of a flower, instead of a flower being identity, country being identity, and instead of trying to be God, somebody wants to be dictator, rule forever kind of thing. It exists nowadays. The desire to have a ultimate power still exists in this world. It's not a fake news. It's not a fiction. It's real story in these. Anyway, I thought that was really interesting. As I'm doing this, it just happened. Till next time, I'm out.